Hello, Lina. I'm so happy to have you here today. Thank you so much for your time. How are you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
I know you and many people know you, but can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. Well, my name is Lina Vasquez, and I do many things in life, so it's always a trick of where to start. Yeah, most of all, I think I'm passionate about helping people. So helping people learn, helping people grow. And yeah, so I work as a language coach, and I work as well as a personal development coach, or I guess life coach you could call it. And yeah, Elisa and I met because we both have a massive passion for languages and different cultures and a curiosity for people and the world. So I'm originally from Latvia, and I grew up in Australia. I've lived in Germany and now in the UK. And yeah, I actually studied law and languages, and I think most people don't know that about me. And yeah, I just kind of decided, okay, I don't want to be a lawyer, and went into being an entrepreneur and starting my own thing.
Wow, amazing. I didn't know about that. I knew many things about you, but I didn't know you studied law.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, I did German law, a bit of French law, and mostly Australian law. So
Wow.
fun stuff. Fun stuff.
Full of surprises.
Well, there's always something new to learn every day.
Yes. Can you tell the people who are watching you what languages you speak?
Of course. Well, languages have always and will always be an incremental part of my life. I think I could never, yeah, never not do anything with languages. So I speak, well, English and Latvian were my first languages, and I speak Spanish, Portuguese, where are we? Latvian, French, German. I always forget German somehow. Um, Russian, and then yeah, my Italian is coming. I've studied it at uni for a little bit, but yeah, those are the ones that I speak kind of with ease and quite fluently.
Impressive. Very nice. And I'm sorry, probably many people have asked you that. Do you have a favorite language?
Oh, I love all of them. I honestly love all of them. I think, well, I always wonder, what actually, why is it a favorite language for someone? So for me, I would say I always had a massive passion for German. But I honestly love every language because I think every language has something unique. Um, and it sounds different. It has a whole culture behind it. And you think, yeah, there's no use in comparing, I think.
Yeah, I totally agree. So I didn't know about you, and every time I talk to you, I see that we have more and more things in common. For me, it's exactly
Yeah.
the same. Yeah. So any language has a story. So why I learned it, and I'm attached to all the languages I learned because if I dedicated
Exactly.
some time, there must have been a reason.
Well, if you think about it, actually, it's like having, it's like members of your family or your friends. You love each one of them. You don't ever compare this person I love more than this person or whatever. Like each person you have a different kind of love. And I think the same goes for languages.
Mm, nice. When you started learning languages, you had a certain approach. Did you change it with the time?
Yeah, I think, well, obviously, when I started learning languages, I was very young. So the first language that I kind of taught myself was French, and I was about 12 or 13. And I went and got a lot of books from the library. I listened to like tapes and CDs and things. And I think with time, yeah, the more I went through the schooling system as well, because obviously at that age and at that time, like the schooling system was kind of the best place or the place that was there. So I think, yeah, I've definitely changed my approach with time, in the sense of I've really realized what is relevant to me, what I actually want to learn, why I want to learn. Obviously, also with the resources or more resources that become available, I learn more with YouTube videos now, and like attend groups, or like, have kind of tandem partners, which I didn't have back then.
And did you know, for example, in my experience, I also learned French long time ago, and it was actually my first foreign language. Somehow, nowadays I have more resources, but sometimes the fact that I didn't have so many resources at the time also helped me to focus, or also helped me somehow. Did you have the same experience? I'm not saying that it's bad. I love YouTube videos. I love to have so many resources to be able to learn online. Otherwise, I wouldn't even be able to talk to you now. So I'm really grateful for that. But I also see some advantages back then. What is your experience?
I definitely agree on that note. I think a huge challenge that everybody has nowadays is to do with focus. So because there is so much, and especially if you go on YouTube, I think because there's no structure to the learning material, people often, it's like in German you say die Qual der Wahl. They have the Qual der Wahl, so they're spoiled for choice. Um, I do think, yeah, there are pros and cons to everything. So I think now it's more challenging to stay focused, but for me as well, when I learn, I just pick one resource. I stick with that for a while. I talk about it, and I use, or it could just be kind of one topic. I think I would break it down to one topic. So, for example, I love, psychology and personal development. So everything that I read or talk about in a language has to do with that for now. For now, until it becomes necessary for me to, let's say, learn terminology about public transport or the gym or something, then I will go and read more stuff about that. But yeah, kind of to come back to your initial question, I think it's definitely important to just pick one or two things and learn with those, and then, yeah, not kind of be too spread out and have a grammar book there and a textbook here and a video course there, and like, you can't use everything at once. Everything should substitute a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you. Um, you switched a bit your focus from languages, which you still love very much, to life coaching, correct? Can you tell us something about it?
Yeah. So I've been teaching languages for 5 years, almost 6 years. And throughout that time, I really, I really recognize that a lot of what I do is I'm a language coach, not so well. I am a teacher, but I started using the term language coach pretty quickly, because I realized that a lot of the times my students and I had a different relationship just to the one that I had experienced at university, for example. And because working one on one, you do develop such a stronger connection. I realized that I loved the fact that I was helping them more as well in improving their life, not just their language skills. So the language was kind of a medium for them to gain more confidence, for them to apply for better jobs, to talk to me about, their relationships and things like that. Because you do, realize and find out all of these things as a teacher. So you kind of become a bit of a counselor as well. And so then I actually, recognized that in my life, everything has always come back to this realm of helping people, and also just being involved in psychology. And so I went and pursued a qualification in psychotherapy, and recognized that I guess my greater power or purpose is really helping people develop themselves, not only in language but in other areas. And kind of my goal at the moment, and my focus at the moment, is helping entrepreneurs, or people who want to really, not just entrepreneurs, but people who really want more from life, to gain that confidence. And also my focus now is on female entrepreneurs who are either language teachers or teachers or coaches themselves and really want to kind of build an online brand and want to really, share their voice, but don't necessarily know how, or don't have the confidence, or don't identify themselves as being a businesswoman. Because that definitely was me in the beginning. I felt really uncomfortable in saying, I'm a businesswoman, or I was stepping into that identity of, yeah, I am a businesswoman and I can help people. Because I think, we doubt ourselves far more than I think anyone else doubts us often.
Yeah, so true. And how long does this process take? What do you think? Of course, it depends from person to person, but in your opinion, according to your.
Well, I think for some people you can have a breakthrough literally in a day. For other people, there is a lot of deeper stuff and kind of more subconscious stuff that needs to be brought to surface and worked through. But I think, we're always changing and we're always growing every single day. So I think the key point that I always start with is looking at the values and the beliefs around themselves and their self-concept, and almost taking them apart and seeing, okay, where has this come from, especially when there are repetitive ones. So I think there are beliefs that are able to be changed, as I said, in a day or two, and then you need to just reinforce them. And what I try and do is really be that person that supports you, because obviously, when you change something huge, like something you believed about yourself for a long time, it can feel uncomfortable. So I love being the person that is there to support you and say, this discomfort is okay. It will change, it will happen. Just have faith and have strength to keep going. And that's sometimes all people need, that one person to believe in them and say, I can do this. And then generally you see that it does change very quickly.
How do you help people? Is more like one session per week? It's more intense. What is the best way to have great results?
Ooh, I think, well, all of the work that leads to results is often in the uncomfortable spaces. So what I do is I have at the moment like a 90-minute session with I don't like calling them clients, but I have a 90-minute session with someone, and sometimes they want 2 sessions a week. Sometimes they want a shorter session, but over a period of time. But the first session I always have is like a personal breakthrough session. So kind of to give them clarity on their values, on the things that are impacting them in their life, and the areas, whether it be health, whether it be relationships, family, that are not there where they want them to be. And then we go, okay, why? Where is this coming from? And it's like you peel back the layers. So everything is different. I mean, some people have more of a kind of relationship focus. So then we go into their beliefs and their kind of childhood wounds and things like that, which is very deep work. But I would say, yeah, for every person, it's really individual. And that's why I don't like having, like a set package or a set amount of time and putting them into those boxes, because everybody needs a different amount of time, but it's about being there for them and like giving them a helping hand on their journey, and knowing that the deep work happens on your own, but I'm the person that sparks all the ideas in them and questions, and we dive in together to kind of shake up their beliefs and be like, okay, is this really true, what you believe about yourself?
Very, very nice. You do something very good for people. I think anyone needs that. And of course, sometimes we are aware of that, sometimes we are not. And but some people need more, some people less. But I think a bit of understanding is good for everyone. So understand yourself and try to improve, and try most of all to get where you want to get.
Yeah. Well, I think everything that we do starts with ourselves. So I know for myself, and I think, this is why I went into it, because obviously you can't help other people if you haven't experienced something on your own or yourself. So whether it be in languages, I see a lot of language teachers that haven't actually been through the process of learning a language themselves. And not to say that there's a right or a wrong, but I do feel that there is a deeper level of experience when you yourself personally go through something. So I also had a mentor for 2 years, and I also have my coach who I talk to, and they have the ability to like shine a light on things that you're not aware of. And I find this about myself every week as well. And I think, wow, of course I can't change something if I don't even know that it's going on, or that this kind of pattern is underlying everything I do and like sabotaging me. So I think, yeah, helping you bring awareness to yourself and just wanting to discover more about yourself is the first step.
Thank you. Do you have an area you prefer to work on? Of course, it depends on your client or the person you're working with. But is there an area that is more like that it's closer to you that you?
I think, yeah, well, I would say there are two areas, but they kind of intertwine with each other. So for me, what's very close to my heart is like the self-esteem and the self-confidence, because I was not at all a confident person. And I really struggled in my teenage years. And now when people obviously get to know me, they think, really? How? But funnily enough, people who I went to school with still have this concept of me, of she's the shy, introverted one. But that was me like 10 years ago. And so, especially within women, I know what it feels like to let people walk all over you and to doubt yourself. And self-doubt was something I struggled with for a long time, and it really was like a shock to my system the more that I learned about myself and realized I don't need to please other people. I don't need to be the story that, or live out the story that they have about me. I can choose to be who I want to be. And that ties in with as well relationships and having healthy and happy relationships, not just romantic ones, but friends and the support system, because you can choose, who you want to have in your life, and have a really strong support system around you. But if you don't touch on the things within yourself first, you will attract the people that fit kind of fears and fit the low self-esteem and won't push you up, because it's always an energy exchange. You want to be around people who are positive and are loving, then you have to be that person first.
Ah, thank you so much, Lina. Very inspiring, very nice, very true.
Thank you so much. Well, I feel very blessed to be able to talk to you about this and have you in my life as well. So
For me too, for me too. So it's the same to me. It's the same to me. When I read your posts on Instagram, I find them always very inspiring, and I think you inspire many people.
thank you very much. It's an absolute pleasure as always.
Thank you, and hope to see you soon in person.
Of course, yes, yes. See you soon.
Bye.
Bye.